For those asking what type of equipment to carry, what type of extra equipment to carry, I should say, I'm about to do my regular tear down of my trunk carry just to do a maintenance check, replenish anything that I might be low on, just the usual. Being that I'm in a sedan, we have to figure out how to condense everything. So I've actually managed to condense everything to just this. There's quite a few things I have that are situational, but it came down to one time I didn't have it, and at one time I could have really used it. So I bought one and put it in my bag for just in case. So I'm about to go ahead and tear this stuff down, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright, so I didn't have enough room to set everything out at once, but this is going to be the first set. Like I said, there are several things here that it was just, well, I needed it one time, and I don't intend to be without it a second time. That's why certain things might seem random. It also depends on what type of work you do. So if you're doing a little bit of everything, a little bit of disaster response and fire watch and traffic control and everything in the private sector or law enforcement, then you're required to have some of pretty much everything, especially if you're doing disaster response. There's a chance you might get stuck. So chem lights, backup battery. This actually can wirelessly charge and can wired charge multiple devices, and it's solar power. Super high capacity, doesn't run out if it's daytime anyway. Takes a couple days of charge, so it takes forever to drain. These are extra shooting glasses, life straws. This is going to be the Olight Lantern. That's 150 lumens. A couple of those. Saw. It's one of those situational things. You never know. Road flares. Read Constitution. Select criminal law book. Traffic, even though I don't do traffic. It's good to read in board time. It's going to be a plasma lighter. CPR mask, obviously. Wipes. These are biodegradable and flushable. Most recently work in a construction zone where there's nowhere to go and nothing but porta potties and nothing open within about a 15-minute drive. These are good to have. Medication. One of the important things about that, especially if you're preparing for a team, is not everybody can take certain things. So that's why I keep a variety. Ibuprofen, Aleve, Tylenol, antacids, some of everything, rubbing alcohol, hand sanitizer, Neosporin, triple antibiotic ointment, EpiPen, spare batteries. Those are 2032s for optics, Olight rechargeable batteries. These are type B and type C cables. That's because everything in life pretty much uses a type B or type C cable, and they get broken, they get lost, people borrow them, don't return them. So keep a stack of those. 3-volt batteries, emergency AA's, AAA's, rechargeable AA's, multi-tool, chest seal. I've also got tourniquets, they're just not sitting out here. Hand sanitizer, Garment Guard. That's good for pretty much any fabric. So if you're like me that you work day shifts and night shifts and long shifts and end up sweating a lot, this is absolutely amazing for getting rid of the odor and not smelling like chemicals. Metal detector. I hadn't used those but maybe a couple times, but the rare occasion I actually need it, good to have. This is going to be a filtration mask. Now, when I originally bought this, it claimed that it killed viruses, and they've changed the description since then, so I don't know if that's just a liability thing, but this actually has a silicone seal. It seals around the face. It's electronic, and that was covered before. HEPA filter is built into it and has a UV light that supposedly kills anything on entry and exit. Actually circulates air in and out the mask and sanitizes it. It's for choking. It's pretty self-explanatory. Boar snakes, gun oil, field service, anything. Another little useful thing. It's going to be a little vacuum, which is great for fur. You're in the car for long hours. You know, to vacuum out the patrol car while on shift. Just kind of sitting around not doing anything. That's going to be the first set. As I tear things back down. Snacks. Always have snacks. Preferably something that doesn't expire. Alright, get this stuff reorganized and put away. COVID test, Theraflu, Band-Aids. So reorganize and put away and get to the next set. Realized I was rushing. I think I forgot to mention these. These are actually Fox Labs 5.3 OC grenades for riot control. Haven't had to use one in some years, but one was good to have. I have to deal with the riot situation. Be glad to have one. Minimize risk of injury. Also noticed that I was going through things. I forgot to mention motion sickness tablets I have. I only ran into one person that got motion sick, but keeping those from now on, as well as eye drops. It's definitely important. Alright, it's going to be the last little bit of my tear down. Pretty straightforward. Traffic vests, pair of those. Traffic gloves, pair of those as well. Just had to use these not even a week ago. What a lot of people don't realize, when you do Firewatch, you are required to have a Firewatch vest and hard hat, which I only just learned going through the certification course myself. Extra uniforms, extra socks, extra underclothes. You never know what happens. Get sweaty. It rained on, jump in water. Always good to have extra mask. Canine N95 mask. Protect the dog in case we have to go through anywhere that's extremely smoky for whatever reason. Paracord, because why not? Emergency blankets, emergency poncho, extra watch. Smartwatches die, so good to have another watch. Extra ammunition, because I continuously run into people that are carrying 2 or 3 rounds in their magazine, or carrying range ammo. So I keep extra rounds in case I need to sell a box to somebody on duty. I've got a law enforcement account, so ammunition shortage has really been a problem for me. And cones. Just got those. I used to keep at least 2, but these are much more compact and good for keeping around. And that's actually full-size cone. Comes with these LED cherries. That's going to be it. Go ahead and put all this stuff back together and throw it back in the bag and throw it back in the car. Anyone has any questions, feel free to comment or message.